So I'm living in the United States, okay? And it is common, often a necessity, to work a full-time job. But what I really want to dive into is the absurdity of how much of an imbalance there is in regards to work-life balance. There is such a big imbalance regarding issues of time off. These days, it's like pulling teeth to request any time off, from, a place of employment. I mean, even if you start at a position in any company, you're pretty much only guaranteed maybe 2 weeks of paid time off a year, which is absurd. It's absolutely insane. And I don't know about you, but to me, that just screams a scam. I don't think humans were meant to, work so exhaustively in their jobs and not have proper balance in life, in, being stuck in a cubicle, working full time, and not focusing on, what excites them in life, having time to disconnect, being in nature, connecting with family, with friends, building that dream, building that business, things that matter in life. And we don't have time for it in our society. We're so consumed with work. And on top of that, we're not properly compensated. Life, bills get in the way, and you're kind of just chained into working yourself to death in this country. It's absolutely insane that so many of us, unfortunately, have to accept that we'll only get 2 weeks paid time off a year, and the rest of the 50 weeks you work in the year, you're forced to work and stay in fluorescent lit offices, chained to your desk, making calls, whatever office job or corporate job that you're in, you're just chained down. And it's absurd. It is absolutely insane. And honestly, I feel like it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be so boring. But here we are in the US. Our work culture is structured that way. But I don't know. It's just an obvious, glaring point that I've noticed in this country, is that we are just an overworked, underpaid society. And it's frustrating. It definitely is. It's insanely frustrating. But that's one tangent that I have about, how exhaustive the 40-hour work week is. But, at the end of the day, when you realize how absurd that work model is, that's one step to getting out of that insane work culture. Now, the truth of the matter is, given how unfortunate working full-time, 40 hours a week is, being away from your family, sacrificing all that time to fulfill someone else's dream instead of pursuing your own dreams, yes, that's soul-crushing. But at the same time, It's a lot better being employed, putting food on the table, than not having work and being dead broke. It's much more preferable to be in that situation, working, at least having a source of income coming into your life, than not having to work and not having an income. So that's the most important aspect in life, is just having something coming in, no matter what you're doing, okay? It's much more smarter to work hard first than having to work smarter. Okay, and I'm not sure if I'm making sense in this video, but hear me out, okay? If you know that you want to escape the 9 to 5, you want to escape the 40-hour work week, so work harder. A lot of people say work smarter, not harder. No, work harder first, okay, before you can work smarter. Let me explain. If you hate your full-time job, and you know that's a bad situation, and you know that you spend so much time away from your family, not being able to fulfill your own dreams, being around your loved ones, then you have to work harder to get out of that situation. Now, how that might look is picking up a second full-time job. And you might think, that is absolutely insane, Marco. Why would I pick up another full-time job so I can be away from my family twice as long? That's absolutely insane. No, it's not insane. You're bringing in more income at the end of the day. This is potential income that you can use for investing to escape that 9 to 5 madness. The more money that you bring in, the greater the opportunity to reinvest that money into other vehicles that will give you a return in your life. Now, this takes discipline. This takes some serious discipline to actually follow this model where you're saving money, you're not spending money on dumb things, but actually focusing on planning those funds that will give you a better return on your investment. That's what I'm advocating for. Anyways, that's my rant for today. The 40-hour work week sucks. Work harder, not smarter. Out here.